You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey, all you solos, mercs, and netrunners. It's time for Night City's hottest cyberwave broadcast, Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show. I'm Cody, the world's hottest console cowboy.
I'm Sam, but one arm's a robot.
I'm Josh, and I have cybernetic extending legs.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. And I'm Samantha. I don't know.
And you have longer cybernetic extending legs.
Perfect. Oh, thank you all for tuning in this week. We have a bunch of news to go over. Actually, so much news, we might have a very, very truncated check 'em outs in order to get to all this news, including Disney stuff, Game Award news stuff, something about a KFC movie.
Chicken news.
A chicken news. Chicken news update. But you know what? Let's jump into our one check 'em out.
Check it out!
Somebody stop me!
I hit the wrong one.
Do the right one.
What is the right one? I can't read it from here.
Just keep trying.
Just keep trying.
Jackpot.
Good enough.
I think it makes it better the fact that you said you hit the wrong one right after.
All right. So our one check 'em is Cody. You played Cyberpunk 2077, right?
Yes, the hottest new video game experience of 2020.
I have heard it is quite the experience.
It's something. No, actually, I like it a lot, quite a bit. But it's also not the revolutionary video game experience that people are probably expecting.
Sure. So for folks who aren't aware, what is Cyberpunk in a what's the elevator pitch?
It is an open world RPG adventure game from the people who made The Witcher that takes place in a dystopian cyberpunk future.
Yeah.
So like a Blade Runner type thing.
Yes, although I would argue it's not Blade Runner enough.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Because Macaroon don't fly. None of the cars do, and I was very disappointed about no flying cars, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's
I want a spinner, like from Blade Runner. Those things are really cool.
Those things are awesome. Yeah.
No, you drive a regular car that has a lot of
Lights on it.
colored lights inside. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's neon and things are vaguely robotish, right?
Yeah. I don't think it goes quite far enough in that aspect. It's still a little too grounded in reality for my taste.
It's kind of wild how 80s cyberpunk is more out there than 2020 cyberpunk.
Yeah. Like, I want more of the 80s cyberpunk. I want the old cyberpunk source book made into a game,
sure.
not the new one.
Yeah, so your character, how many robot parts does he have?
None. He's got, like, some lines on his face.
Oh.
I mean, he's got a robot hand.
He does have a robot hand?
I did get a hand put in that's vaguely robot-y, but doesn't look that robot-y. Like, I can't get...
So it's like Luke's hand?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they pass as regular human hand, except maybe there's some black lines on it something.
What's the point of having a robot hand if you can't immediately have someone go, oh my god, you have a robot hand?
What's the point if it doesn't have a big clamp on the end?
Yeah, you gotta give him the clamps.
I mean, I want that scene from Terminator 2 where he's just sitting there flexing his robo hand in front of normal people.
Yeah. But otherwise, how is the gameplay? How is everything? I've heard there have been some folks have had some bugs.
Oh yeah, there's plenty. I've seen plenty of bugs, but to get the gameplay bit out of the way first, it's very much like a Bethesda.
Oh.
Like your Skyrims or your I guess more appropriately Fallout. Which it's been a long time since I played a good one of those. It's been a long time since there's been a good one.
Fair.
So, like, I'm okay with that. I mean, and it's the same kind of glitchy stuff that you would see. It's wild that CD Projekt spent all this time and all this crunch to basically make a Bethesda game.
Yeah. and multiple delays and everything else.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
And, like, it wasn't worth the crunch or the time, or like they didn't produce something that was worth all that pain. Like it's still a video game. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Red Dead Redemption 2 was a more immersive, like, impressive technical feat, but also I don't think that game is any fun to play. And Cyberpunk is fun to play, so it's got that.
It's got that at least.
That's probably a controversial opinion, but I just don't think Red Dead 2 was very fun. It was too caught up in being too realistic and too much of a cowboy simulation.
So you're not a cowboy, boy.
Yeah.
I really liked that game.
I didn't. I mean, well, I'm being a little too harsh on it because it's a playable game. It's just, I don't know. It just, everything felt like a slog. Everything was slow. Everything took forever.
Well, yeah, you're on horseback.
And you can't fast travel for no good reason. You can fast travel back, but you can't fast travel too.
Well, anyway.
No respect for my time.
Anyway, Cyberpunk. Are there any cyber horses?
No.
Ah.
There is an arcade game called, it's like Roach's Run, as a reference to The Witcher and his little pixelated horse running on the screen.
Nice.
Aw, Roach.
I like that. The hacking is neat. You can go into like your little hacker view and interact with all kinds of like devices on screen.
I'm in.
Yeah. Well, like you can do stuff like if there's a TV on the wall, you can hack that and make it go haywire to distract guards to come look at it so you can sneak past them. Or you can take over the whole camera network of a building you're in so you can swap between all the cameras and look around to get a feel on where everybody's at and the layout of the building.
So you can play Sega CD.
Night Trap.
You can play some Night Trap in your Cyberpunk 2077.
You can hack from the camera too, so you can jump in the camera and then go from there to hack a wall panel to explode and kill
nice.
some guys, or like.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Whoa. Calm down there, Watchdog.
Yeah, I imagine it's a lot like Watch Dogs too, but I never played that, so I don't know. I don't have that frame of reference.
Any other highlights you have for the game, or lowlights, really? Because we kind of have to move on, unfortunately, to the to some of the news here.
I think the writing has been pretty solid, honestly. I was a little worried because I'd heard otherwise that it just wasn't that deep, but I think there's some really good stuff going on. Earlier, one of your friends in the game dies. I don't think it's a spoiler if I don't say who. And you go to like his funeral and visit his family and learn about, his life and participate in this funeral. And
wow.
I was like, wow, this is really in depth.
That's
like,
kind of deep. Yeah.
You give a little speech and you pick the different lines you say during it, and like I was really surprised and like honestly like a little wowed by it.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. How's Keanu in the game?
He's Keanu.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I
Good.
mean, he's doing good. It's not Jonathan Harker from Dracula.
I was going to
Okay.
say Johnny Mnemonic. A cyberpunk movie he was in.
It might be a little Johnny Mnemonic. I don't know. I don't remember that movie very well.
His brain was the USB drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it holds like 2 gigabytes
It
or
has-
something.
Yeah, 2 whole gigabytes worth of information.
Johnny Silverhand, the character he plays, is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of designed to be
Cool.
just the coolest guy.
Yeah.
And that's
And
all right.
he pulls it off.
Yeah. Well, good.
Whoa.
He's not phoning it in, but he's also not doing, the best work of his career either.
And you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Every interview he's had for this game, he has seemed legitimately excited to be part of this game.
Yeah, he did not just fart this one out. Like,
Yeah. Well, good.
Like Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and switch gears because we have so much news. What do you say we do the Disney stuff first? Does that sound
That's fine with me.
fine with you? Okay, so I guess that means it's time for the news.
Wow, it's very nice.
That's really the one that I wanted the first time. All right.
I
So,
kind of want to watch Borat 2 again. It was that good.
really? Yeah. Quick aside, is it worth watching?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
fantastic.
Okay. I've been kind of avoiding it because I watched the first one and was like, you know what? I get it.
Oh, it's a lot better.
It's a lot better than the first
It's a
one?
lot better
Okay,
than
good.
the first one. It's got a lot more going on, I think.
Okay, cool. I might have to check that out. Anyway, so over this past week, Disney had their big investors day where they announced. It's almost like a mini con at this
It's more
point.
exciting than it sounds.
It does. Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, like it. This almost takes the place of any of their Hall H San Diego Comic-Con announcements this year, where Disney went through and basically spilled the beans on a million different Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney Pixar projects, and we are going to run through them and kind of give some opinions, just like knee-jerk.
It's a hot take.
Some hot takes.
Because we're the movers and the taste makers of the world.
We are the taste makers and the movers and the shakers. Yes.
I'm the it boy.
All right. So, and I'm just looking at their the Twitter account, the Disney Twitter, and I'm just going to go and kind of reverse chronological because that's kind of how I'm scrolling through this. So, okay. So they are going to be doing another Fantastic Four movie.
And all they've really announced is it's going to be a movie and it's going to be part of the MCU. That's all they really got.
And it's directed by John Watts. I don't know what he's done, but apparently he's done enough to warrant have his name put on it.
They got to get it right eventually.
You know, fifth time's a charm.
Fifth time for the four.
Oh, no,
It's the fourth.
This would be the fourth time.
It would be the fourth, I suppose. Yes.
Did you count the Roger Corman one?
Roger Corman,
Okay.
Jessica Alba 1 and 2, that really bad one with Miles Teller, and then no, this would be the fifth one. See, I was right.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You didn't count the Roger Corman one.
I did not. I did
You
not.
gotta
always-
count the Corman.
You always count the Corman.
Even though it was never officially released.
No, but it also is more fun than any of the
It's
other ones
It's
combined.
it's arguably the most Fantastic Four of all of the Fantastic Four movies.
It is. You know, with things Ninja Turtle face and the very emotive Dr. Doom.
He is a hand actor, and he is hand acting it up.
He's ham acting it up.
For that too. Okay, Black Panther 2 has a release date of July 8th, 2022. Going to be directed by Ryan Coogler again, and they announced officially that Chadwick Boseman's character, T'Challa, the Black Panther, is not going to be recast. They're going to follow the other characters in the Black Panther universe and kind of go from there. And I think this is the right move.
It really is.
well, there's got to be a new Black Panther at some point, though.
Well,
Shuri
in
in
the
the comics.
I was gonna say
Hey.
that. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like the mantle is handed down.
It
It's
is.
already written in to work that way, but
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand that it threw kind of a wrench into things, certainly.
Yeah, but
but
it's not like it's anything anyone could have controlled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I really do think this is the best way they could go about handling this. I really do. Let's see. We have an Ant-Man and the Wasp film. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Peyton Reed, the director of Ant-Man 1. I think he directed Ant-Man 2 as well. He's back for this one, so it's still going to have a lot of the comedy. It's going to, it's going to be
Good.
of a similar kind of thing. Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer are there.
give me more Ant-Man.
Yeah, they are also bringing back the daughter, Cassie Lang, of the older actress when the 5-year jump from Endgame.
From the snap. Yeah.
Yep, and Jonathan Majors, which is something we reported on a while back. Jonathan Majors as King the Conqueror.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Ant-Man might not be the most exciting of the Marvel properties, and it may not be the biggest one, but God, they're all fun.
They're all great.
They're all very good. I think
The writing is hilarious.
I think they're underserved by the rest of the MCU.
They have a slightly different feel to them because they are more comedy than they are serious action, and I think it works.
Yeah, I could watch Ant-Man all day.
Yeah, absolutely. Ant-Man all day.
I could watch Luis all day.
Oh yeah, I still wish they would have done a
recap in his voice.
recap of the MCU up to Infinity War, of him like catching you up on all the movies. That would be great.
Like when he met, in the vein of how he told the story of how he met Falcon.
Yeah. Yep. We already knew about this. Blade, the vampire hunter starring Mahershala Ali.
That one's not on my list, but I didn't know about that
It's
one.
on the Twitters.
I wonder, have they said what they're going for rating-wise on that one?
They have not. I'm guessing probably a hard PG-13 to allow it to be part of the MCU.
Oh, I feel like it should be an R, kind of.
Like a Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like Blade should be darker.
I agree. Maybe, with some of the stuff that they announced, maybe they'll move towards like a Marvel Knights kind of thing. Marvel Knights was a Marvel comic imprint where they were able to do kind of darker stories.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's where they will head with this one. Who knows? There's no release date. There's no other news.
The softer you get on vampires, the more silly it makes them seem.
But there's got to be a point where silly vampires are great.
It's true.
Yeah.
As we're sitting here looking at a bust of Blackula.
He's not a silly vampire.
He's not a silly vampire. He is very serious. Christian Bale will be the villain Gore the God Butcher in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Wow, that is a serious name on that guy.
Sure is. Have you ever seen any pictures of Gore the God Butcher?
I have not.
He is mostly nude.
I had a hero clicks of him.
Well, then you know.
Yeah, from back during the Fear Itself stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder if they'll throw that stuff in there with like Odin's brother and whatnot.
They might. You never know. Who knows with this
The
one?
serpent.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm just excited for this new Thor, the Natalie Portman Thor, bringing back some of the other characters. You mentioned Sif.
Yep.
What's her name?
Jamie Alexander.
Jamie Alexander. Yes.
I still think she would have made a pretty good Wonder Woman.
I do too.
I mean, Gal is a great Wonder Woman, but I think she would have been a good one too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay, this is kind of a crossover between Marvel and Pixar. I believe it's Pixar, or at least Disney Animation.
It's Disney Animation.
Disney Animation. Okay. I Am Groot, The Animated Adventures of Baby Groot.
I'm
Sure.
about it.
Why not?
We have at least one listener that's excited about this. Hi, Mom.
And my wife.
Okay. Hi, Nicole.
My wife.
My wife. She loves the Groot. I mean, I gave her a Groot engagement ring.
Nice. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special 2022.
I am stupid excited.
Written and
about
directed
that
by
stuff.
James Gunn with everything. He has stated that as a kid, he loved the Star Wars Holiday Special, and it is a direct influence on this.
Oh, wow.
On this straight to Disney Plus.
Like the logo just looks like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's super good. It's super good. I can't wait. Let's see. Okay, we're kind of moving into more of the Disney Plus shows rather than the movies.
Yeah, I don't think
Speaking
they
of
really.
holiday specials,
Yes.
the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special is pretty cute and good.
Okay, I need to watch it. Probably this weekend.
I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but it's fun enough to give it a watch.
Perfect.
I mean,
Hey,
they
I'll take
also
it.
announced Captain Marvel 2.
They did announce Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah, but I mean, duh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was a known.
Yeah. Don Cheadle will be James Rhodes, a.k.a. War Machine, in Armor Wars, where, oh no, Tony Stark's armors have all been stolen and are being used by thieves and bad guys.
Again.
Yeah.
Oops.
Probably should have thrown those away when he died.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of one of the few that I'm not exactly... And no slight to Don Cheadle. I think he's a great actor. I think he's a great War Machine.
Oh, yeah.
But all 3 Iron Man movies were about other people in Iron Man armors. And I'm done watching Iron Mans punch each other.
I mean,
Let's do something more creative.
Yeah, it was a big part of the old Iron Man comic. Like the Armor Wars was I think I still have some like 80s Armor Wars comics at home, but I don't know. I feel like they're not wanting to let go of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like granted, I understand he like opened the door for this huge floodgate of a decade's worth of crazy superhero action.
Tony Stark will eventually come back. I mean, in the comics, he died, came back as a teenager, and then was re-aged up to adulthood.
Yeah.
Comics,
Yeah.
they could do whatever they want. The only thing that would kind of save this for me is if they tie this in with the Black Widow movie and somehow introduce a actual Crimson Dynamo.
Or Titanium Man.
Titanium Man, or yeah, that would both be good. Along with this is actually the one I'm a little more interested in. couple years ago, 2015, there was a character created named Ironheart, who was a African American teenage Iron Man or Iron Lady, I guess, rather.
Yep.
The character's name is Riri Williams. They're doing a miniseries starring Dominique Thorne,
which is kind of wild because as far as like a lot of this stuff is, she's a super new character.
She's very, very new. Yeah.
And I mean, it's super exciting, and I think I hope it does really well, and it opens the door for more because we're already getting Miss Marvel.
Yep.
Now we're getting Ironheart.
Speaking of Miss Marvel, they have a sizzle reel of some of the stuff, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, they had like an interview with her.
Yep.
But yeah, Riri Williams, she found a Iron Man suit or stole one. I can't remember.
She didn't steal it. She found it, and she's a genius level inventor.
Like engineer,
so she added a bunch of. She made it better. She
retooled it, and Tony Stark's like, you know what, you can keep it. And she became. Well, no, he was dead.
He hired her.
He was dead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he was like a consciousness inside the armor,
something like that.
Yeah, kind of like Jarvis in the before he became Vision, kind of thing.
Okay, we got to keep.
Yeah.
We got to keep going. Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn from Captain Marvel. Ben Mendelsohn was Talos the Skrull in Marvel's Secret Invasion.
That sounds pretty good.
Skrull shapeshifter Skrull invasion on Earth.
That was a good comic too.
That was a good comic. Yep. Moon Knight, the series is announced. They didn't officially announce any actor in it, but Oscar Isaac has his name all over this.
Oh, I know. I was just thinking about him too.
Basically going to be like Moon Knight is basically what if Batman was crazy
or crazier?
Yeah.
Like Moon Knight's super wild. Like he gets his powers from an Egyptian god,
or he's just schizophrenic and he's hearing the voice of an Egyptian god in his head.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's just the Moon Knight comics, especially the newer ones, are just super wild.
They're very good. She-Hulk, starring Tatiana Maslany, which we talked about before. It's official. Tim Roth is going to show back up as the Abomination, and Mark Ruffalo will be in at least a couple episodes.
I thought Hulk killed Abomination.
Nope, he stomped him on the chest.
Oh.
But he is very clearly not dead by the end of that.
For some reason, I thought he had his neck snapped.
I want the leader to show up.
Right?
Because they teased it with Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah. But it never did anything with it.
Yeah. Hawkeye, we actually saw a lot of on-set stuff with the Hawkeye miniseries with Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, the teenage or 20-something.
I thought you said Haley Seinfeld for a second.
What's the deal with Hawkeyes?
Yeah. It's Jerry Seinfeld's daughter.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What's the deal with all these archers?
Hawkeye, the story of Hawkeye Pierce from MASH.
Everybody's least favorite Avenger, Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, Kate Bishop is even in the comics the superior Hawkeye.
She is. Well, the comic that this Hawkeye show is being based off of goes along with the thought that everyone wants to punch Jeremy Renner in the face, which is a feeling that I can
get behind
because I too want to punch Jeremy Renner in the face.
Alleged human fart Jeremy Renner.
Yes. They also had some stuff. They wrapped filming Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is awesome. They have wrapped the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was the thing.
That's the thing that's coming eventually. They don't really have too much on that.
That Kumail got all buff for.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously buff.
Yeah.
They had a teaser for the animated What If series.
Yep. A teaser for the animated What If series where it's like slight variations on the Marvel Universe.
Like the old comic, like the What If comics.
Yep, like the What If comics. Trailer for Loki. Looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's super good.
Yeah, it looks like... It looks like Loki is going to be working for an organization similar to the one number 5 from Umbrella Academy works for.
Oh, nice.
And also Owen Wilson is there.
Yep.
It's kind of great.
There was a trailer for the Falcon and Winter Soldier series.
Buddy cop movie.
And it looks super good.
Looks very good.
Falcon's costume is amazing.
He actually looks like he has a superhero suit instead of just army fatigues with wings, which is cool.
Good,
he looks like Captain America Falcon.
Yep.
Like red, white, and blue wings. It's super cool.
It's very good. WandaVision got a second trailer. Second full trailer.
And
I'm so excited for
it's
WandaVision.
really solid, and
well.
it gives me like huge like Bewitched vibes, and I love it.
It just looks like they're going wild with that one,
And they should, because honestly, in the movies, they have really toned down the Scarlet Witch's powers.
Yeah.
In the comics,
Yeah, it's getting-
she bends reality all the time.
Yeah,
Crank this one right up with, and that's going to tie right into Doctor Strange and the
Yep.
Multiverse of Madness.
I think they're starting to hint at just how powerful she was in Infinity War Part 2.
Part 2, yes.
I don't even know who you are.
Okay, so moving on to some other stuff here. This one came out of nowhere, and it is so weird. Lightyear.
What is that?
Okay, so this is...
It's a
It is a-
documentary about tires. Oh, wait, no,
it.
that's Goodyear.
That's Goodyear. No, this is the origin story of Buzz Lightyear, but not the toy Buzz Lightyear. It's the
character.
It's the character Buzz Lightyear that the toy Buzz Lightyear is based off of.
Like a real man named Buzz Lightyear? Or
Well, a real character.
A
named
real
Buzz
character.
Lightyear.
So, like, you have He-Man, the TV show that spat out He-Man, the action figures.
This is Buzz Lightyear.
This is Buzz Lightyear, the
Space Ranger.
the Space Ranger that the toy was made of.
I read it as the toy was based on a real man, like a real astronaut.
Really?
That's how I
Okay, well then,
interpreted it.
yeah, that could be.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's by the way Chris Evans tweeted it. He made it sound like maybe the toy was based on a man.
Young test pilot that became the Space Ranger we all know today. Lightyear launches into theaters June 17th,
Wait,
2022.
So
wait.
that didn't really clear it up either.
He's a test pilot? They're ripping off Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's what I was about
Yeah,
to say.
kind of. Yeah, they're ripping off Green Lantern. Yep. Okay,
Ooh, Pixar's got a new movie called Turning Red.
oh yeah,
About
the red
girl-
panda.
Yeah, a girl turns into a red panda.
That's kind of cool.
And her
It's
name
kinda
is
cute.
Gretz. Her name is Retzko.
That would be awesome. There was an animated film called Enchanto, set in Colombia.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're getting kind of into the Pixar stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't want to gloss over these too much, but we do kind of have to, as far as everything's concerned, we do kind of have to move over these a little bit.
Yeah.
One that's actually really cool. There is a Pan-African entertainment company that teamed up with Disney, not like was bought by Disney, but like teamed up with them to create a, I think it's either movie or a mini series called, I'm going to mispronounce this and I apologize in advance, Iwaju, Iwaju.
That would be my guess.
I mean,
And-
I don't speak Swahili, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, and it is based
series.
around. It's a series. Okay, cool. Afrofuturism. So it looks a lot
cool.
like Wakanda. A lot of like super high tech stuff.
But it's still steeped in African tradition.
Yeah, yeah. All right, you know what? Let's take a break, play a quick song, come back. We'll finish up the Disney stuff, and then move on to the Game Awards news. So stick around. Hey, we're back. That was United States of Whatever by Liam Lynch. We played it because it's a classic, and it's short. We have a lot of news, so we're going to get right back to it. So whatever. Okay. All right, so keep on trucking with this Disney news. There is 4 new miniseries going to Disney Plus from Disney Animation: Baymax, Zootopia Plus, Tiana, the Princess and the Frog Princess, and Moana.
While I like Moana very much, it's a very good movie. I feel like that movie kind of said what it needed to say.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm done with that.
They gotta get in on the girls driving boats craze that video games.
That's it. Yes, we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, of all of these, I mean, Baymax. I'm glad they're sticking with that.
I mean,
but it
yeah,
seems
they
a
had
little.
they just had a series on Disney.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, Zootopia. It's a fine premise for a show. They can do a show about that.
I mean, there's kind of a whole world there.
The name
Yeah.
is terrible.
Oh yeah, hate it.
Zootopia Plus.
Hate it.
Zootopia Plus.
Unless the conceit is you're watching a streaming service that exists in the
Within
Zootopia
Zootopia.
universe.
That
I mean-
well, there we go.
I mean, there is
Okay.
there is the bootleg DVD salesman in Zootopia that has a bunch of like Disney style movies, all with like animal titles.
I hope that's what it is now. Or if that's not what it is, they can feel free to steal that from me.
No, don't steal. Pay us.
Yeah. Raya and the Last Dragon is a theater and Disney Plus co-release. It's getting the premiere access.
Oh, so like the
March,
Mulan
so
thing?
It's the Mulan
Or the
thing, so
Mulan
that's
thing?
going to be pay extra for it. Going down here.
Disney's apology to
Rose Tico.
Yeah, because she is the main character in that, which is the least Disney could do for her.
It's
at this
Kelly
point. Kelly Marie Tran.
That's it. We got there. Oh, okay. Now we're getting to the part where we were reading this before the show, and I was putting on my hilarious announcer voice. So here we go. Let's do some of this. Get ready for a modern take on the hilarious 80s comedy 3 Men and a Baby, starring Zac Efron.
Oh.
Coming exclusively to Disney Plus is Hocus Pocus 2, the spooky sequel to the 1993 Halloween classic.
That movie said all it had to say.
Yeah, I don't think we need any
As
more
much
of
as I
those.
like that movie, it said all it had to say.
I don't think lightning's gonna strike twice on that one.
Inspired by the classic film Turner and Hooch, is a buddy comedy starring Josh Peck and his partner, a sweet and slobbery mastiff.
Why? Who asked for that?
Mighty Ducks, The Game Changers continues the legacy of hockey's finest fouls. The series picks up where the film left off. Emilio Estevez returns as Gordon Bombay, and Lauren Graham is joining the flock.
Wow.
Whoever wrote that needs a raise.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Or fired.
And then both. Give them a raise and then immediately remove that raise.
Give them a good severance package.
Yep. Let's see. Brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker Taika Waititi in development. But that's all we know about that one.
That's all I need to know.
That's all. Yeah.
Maybe it's
Star
more.
Wars
Maybe
and
it's more
Taika.
IG-11
Yeah. That would be great.
or just another IG.
Lucasfilm is in pre-production on the next installment of Indiana Jones.
No.
Josh
Don't.
Mangold is directing.
That sounds like a Bond villain.
He is the director of Ford versus Ferrari, and Harrison Ford will be back to continue the iconic character's journey.
He phoned it in the last time.
Adventure arrives July 2022.
What is this? Indiana Jones goes to the nursing home?
Aww.
Well,
Now I'm a sad.
I don't think they should make an Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford.
I agree.
think it should go when the untimely time, when the Reaper who comes for us all comes for Harrison Ford, he should take Indiana Jones with him.
Yeah, I agree. That's fine. I mean, dark, but I agree.
I hated Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I hate
Everybody
Everybody
movie.
did, but
it.
yeah.
Makes Temple of Doom a much better movie.
And
Temple.
that-
There's nothing wrong with Temple. Well, no,
it's-
there's quite a few
there's
things
a lot
wrong
with
pretty-
Temple of Doom.
it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. That's a good point. Anyway, Willow, the
You know,
TV show Willow,
I don't think I made
based
it,
on the movie Willow, everybody's favorite Willow.
I don't think I made it all the way through Temple of Doom, to be honest.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say you never made it all the way through Willow.
No, I've seen all of Willow. Willow's
yeah.
fantastic.
Warwick Davis is coming back in Willow. How many more times can I say Willow?
Willow Smith is Willow.
She whips her hair back and forth. Lucasfilm Animation is teaming with Lucasfilm's visual effects team Industrial Light and Magic to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by R2-D2 and C-3PO.
So it's gonna be like one of the droids animated special or
Yep.
the Ewoks animated.
Yep, that's
I
it.
had those on VHS.
Leslie Hyland brings us a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era.
I thought you were gonna say a galaxy of shame.
Might as well be.
I don't even know what you said
don't
a
know.
bunch of words.
Yeah, that says nothing. This
Yeah.
says nothing to me.
So the High Republic. So that's what they're calling the
Old Republic?
That's the Old Republic stuff they're trying to push now that the
Is it
Skywalker,
the story of Darth Plagueis,
the wise.
the wise? Okay, how about a Lando show?
Okay.
That do anything for you?
That could be good.
Hey, as long as they get Childish Gambino back,
I was gonna say Billy D. Williams.
or both.
Both.
Yeah. Is it animated or is it live action?
Doesn't say.
They could do either one.
Yeah.
I mean, they did animate him in
Yeah,
Rebels.
in Rebels, and he was
voiced
very
him.
good.
Yeah.
He was very good on Rebels.
Star Wars Visions, an original series of animated short films, celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators, or as I should call them, Japanimation.
So it's the Animatrix with Star Wars.
Yep.
And hey, I'm here all day
Yeah,
for
sure.
that. That sounds
There was also
pretty
a
cool.
Batman one too. It was called like Batman Legends or something. I can't remember.
Something like, yeah.
I remember watching it.
Yeah. Okay, Star Wars The Bad Batch. Josh, what is that?
The Bad Batch was a group of clones in the Clone Wars that were all very different. Like, they all came out weird from the cloning vats or whatever, so they all have a lot different personalities than the other clones.
Okay.
So
they
you're
are
telling me it's not a baking show set in the Star Wars universe?
No, that's The
No.
Bad Bake.
Okay.
Star Wars A Bad Bake.
but no, they
Darth Hollywood. You have given me a soggy bottom for the last time.
That's no macaroon.
Oh, perfect. Oh my God, that was great.
good job, Samantha.
You win. You win.
But anyway,
Darth, I don't know.
Anyway,
You won.
so the Bad Batch were showcased very prominently in the newest Disney Plus season of Clone Wars. They're pretty entertaining. It kind of reminded me of the Republic Commandos from that video game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's going to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi show with Ewan McGregor. This is kind of
Awesome.
new. Well, I mean, we kind of knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Shinobi.
That's it. Obi-Wan Shinobi. Yes. And Hayden Christensen is coming back as middle-aged, young, old Darth Vader.
I mean,
Why not? Okay.
cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't. But, like, people are really excited about it, and I'm like, but he was bad though.
He was a...
Going back, like I said downstairs, going back and rewatching it now, he's not as bad as I remember hating him so much when I was younger.
Yeah, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. Okay. I want to. It's not as bad, and
It's
that's
not
all.
as bad as you think.
Could be worse. No. Okay. Andor, an original series set in the Star Wars universe.
This makes me angry. This makes me stupid angry.
I'm giving you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, Josh.
So, if people don't remember, Cassius Andor was the main male lead in Star Wars Rogue One.
Oh, the robots, buddy.
Was it
Yeah, he's K2SO's
Diego
sidekick.
Luna? Was that the guy that played him?
Diego Luna.
Yeah.
Yep. He's the worst part of that movie. He really
Yeah,
is.
He is.
I mean, the guy's a good actor. I did not care about the character at all.
No, he was like a bad Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a more jerky Han Solo.
And I don't understand why they feel the need to devote an entire miniseries on this one character that nobody cares about.
We know how his story ends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They should let all the Rogue One characters just exist in that movie alone.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
fine.
I would see the young adventures of Chirrut.
yeah,
Oh, the blind Force user?
Yeah, the
Played by
blind
Donnie
Force-
Yen.
that would be cool.
The blind force user and his buddy with the giant gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would watch the adventures of them, but otherwise, I don't.
I'd
I
take
don't
a
care.
Jen Erso show.
A Jen Erso show, sure.
But,
Yeah,
like-
but she really didn't
but again-
do anything.
Yeah, she wasn't. She was very much not involved with anything up until Rogue One.
I mean, they
you know,
well, I mean, they alluded that she hung out with
Chewbacca,
no,
Han Solo.
Max Rebo,
not Max Rebo.
Salacious Crumb.
No,
Figrin Dan
In the Mortal Nodes.
In the modal nodes.
she was a roadie for him.
The Sarlacc Pit.
All right, we got to move on. Okay, they are going to be doing a lot of spin-offs of The Mandalorian. So do you love The Mandalorian? Well, how about Ahsoka, the live-action spin-off to The Mandalorian?
At least she has more going on than just what happens in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That seems like it could support an entire
I mean, when
show.
at the end of Rebels, she talks about how she's going to be looking for more Force users and stuff like that. And the end of Rebels takes off like right before Battle of Endor stuff.
So I think that one works.
Okay.
Plus, she was really good at Mandalorian
Yeah.
as the live action Ahsoka.
Okay, how about Rangers of the New Republic, set within the timeline of The Mandalorian?
And I'm like,
I don't know what this is.
who are the Rangers? Are they those 2 X-Wing pilots that keep following?
Well, one is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and one is a Mastodon, and one is a saber-toothed tiger, and one is a pterodactyl, and one is a Triceratops. And when their powers combined, they make a giant robot that punch thing.
I'll take the Power Rangers in Star Wars. I'll take it.
Hey, why not? Why not? Okay, is there anything else on this? We're kind of getting near the bottom of the list.
Oh, there was another one.
I'm actually to the point where they started announcing some ESPN stuff. So, hey,
Maybe that's it.
Peyton's Places is getting a second season. And oddly enough, it is also set within the timeline of The Mandalorian.
Why they put that? They put that as so many of those, like, set in the timeline of the Mandalorian, like,
So you won't forget.
so post Return of the
Yeah, why
Jedi.
don't they
Yeah.
just say post Return of the Jedi?
Right.
Does any of the stuff take place in the sequel movie timeline?
No.
Wow, they're really just dumping all that, aren't they?
Well,
They sure
the,
are.
The only thing they did was that animated series, Rise of the Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, as far as we know, the animated the Japanimation
that might
show
that
might have some bits take place within
the
the
holiday special does.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it made me go, you know what? I did really like these characters as people.
Yeah.
It's just a shame what happened in that last movie.
All right. Well, hey, before we get into the Game Awards news, there is one other non-game or Disney type news I wanted to bring up very quickly. Let's consider this a palate cleanser. It's an amuse-bouche of news, and oddly enough, has to do with food. So it's fitting. So the Lifetime TV network this Sunday at noon is going to be airing a brand new movie.
At high noon.
At high noon, they have threatened to drop a 15-minute film onto this earth, and I'm going to play a trailer for you guys. It's only a minute, 20 seconds long, and here we go.
What the hell are you doing?
A Lifetime original mini-movie.
You don't answer my proposal, and now you're not answering my call.
I think I'm falling for the new chef.
Jessica is falling for Harlan.
The cook? Leave Jessica alone and skip town.
He has a secret recipe that's going to change the world.
Harlan claims to have some secret recipe.
A secret recipe? Spare me.
We all have our secrets. If you marry my daughter, I promise there'll be more long weekends in your future.
Mom, I have to tell you something.
We have a problem.
Secret's out, chicken man. I'll take care of this. Ruining everything!
Just kill him already!
Who the hell are you? Harlan Sanders, the new chef.
Mario Lopez is Colonel Sanders in A Recipe for Seduction. Premieres December 13th at noon. Only on Lifetime. Presented by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, there we go.
11 herbs and spicy.
Yes, yes.
On a Sunday at noon.
So on a Sunday at noon for 15 minutes, you're going to
Which
get...
means no one's going to watch it because that's football time.
Oh, yeah. Well, they said they're going to put it up on their Lifetime website for the remainder of the year so that you can watch it at any time, really. But it's a 15-minute commercial for KFC starring
Mario
Lopez.
is a hot, sexy Colonel Sanders.
I like the goatee and mustache. It's a good look. It's a good look for AC Slater.
You know, it just made me look at him, and it reminded me of all those KFC commercials where they had all those different comedians dressed as Colonel
And
Sanders.
this is a continuation of that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. This is just a continuation of that. So, all right, Game Awards.
Your turn, Cody.
Cody.
I don't have a list up. I should have got a list up.
Man, me and Sam were prepared.
You know what? To be honest, I don't care much about who won because that's not really what the Game Awards is about.
No.
It's really just a big trailer-thon.
Oh, I was going to say, it's
With a
the
couple
friends
of-
we made along the way.
It truly is the Game Awards is truly the friends we made along the
And
way.
a lot of the awards were total garbage.
Okay, we should just say right here and now, Last of Us 2 should not have won as many awards
No.
as it did.
Especially not Best Direction.
No.
When they couldn't even keep their studio from being in hellacious crunch mode for so long.
yeah,
That's
no,
not
that was-
good direction.
that was
That's
bad.
very bad.
Yeah.
we hear so much about crunch in like game studios, and it makes me feel really awful about game developers. I think about like how hard my job is sometimes. These other people are like literally living at their desks.
Oh yeah,
finishing these
crunch
dumb
culture
games.
is a horrible.
It's toxic. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And it should not be rewarded with the Game Awards trophy.
But that's okay because the Game Awards barely matter anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Listen,
It's
Jeff
a commercial.
Keighley. It's a commercial, and it's a chance for Jeff Keighley, the Dorito Pope, to make new friends with brand
Eddie
new
Vedder.
Yeah, his new best friend Eddie Vedder. He used the award show 2 or 3 years ago, to become best friends with Hideo Kojima, so he can end up in Death Stranding. And now he is best friends with Eddie Vedder
And Green Day last year.
His good friend Green Day last year. Yeah, that's all it is. So what are some of these trailers? Let's just talk about that.
There's a new Perfect Dark coming out.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's been a long time since we've seen the adventures of Joanna Dark, secret agent fights aliens in a spiritual sequel to Goldeneye.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But it's not being made by Rare. It's being made by the recently founded Microsoft studio, The Initiative. But I'm sure Rare will make sure they're doing an okay job.
I'm sure, yeah.
That's what they did with Killer Instinct.
Whatever's left of Rare will help.
Yeah. I mean, nobody at Rare is anybody who was there during their heyday.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. I'm down for more Perfect Dark. I like that franchise.
Sure, yeah. I was surprised by that trailer for Arc 2.
The one with
Vin Diesel as the caveman who fought a techno dinosaur.
He just laughed through the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't take it seriously because it's just like they could make that guy look like anybody in the world because it's video games and it's Vin Diesel.
It's Vin Diesel. Arc 2, or as I like to call it, The Fast and the Furious.
I'm sorry, that was really good.
Thanks. Thank you. But for a second, I thought it was going to be a Turok game.
Yeah.
Because it's like cyber stuff and also fighting dinos. Can you imagine Vin Diesel is Turok Dinosaur Hunter?
Boy, that would make people mad. If Vin Diesel played a Native American.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I've never played Ark, but I've watched Ark.
It looks boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
looks real dumb.
It's Rust with dinosaurs, and it doesn't play as well as Rust.
I didn't know it was so popular as to warrant a sequel with Vin Diesel and an animated series.
And also an animated series. Yeah, it's getting with David Tennant as a voice.
Scrooge McDuck.
Doctor Who Scrooge McDuck.
Dr. Scrooge.
Good. I like
Scrooge the Purple Man.
Okay, Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh yeah,
we got to get that one out of there. Smash Brothers, new character. It's Sephiroth.
Why didn't we play that as the song?
Oh, we should have played that as the song.
God,
yeah.
Sephiroth.
Dun, dun, dun. You know the long-haired, long sword boy.
Yeah, it's just another anime sword boy, I swear.
But he's the anime sword boy.
Anime sword boy. I am legitimately interested in seeing how the character plays. I'm surprised after they said almost definitively, "Hey, we are lucky we got Cloud in this thing. Don't push your luck with anything else from Square Enix."
I know, and they were super stingy about what Final Fantasy music they were allowed in,
and what kind of stage they could put together. And now it seems like the governors are off because
Sephiroth's here and he killed Mario.
He did nearly stab a Mario. He also almost stabbed Zelda in that trailer. He did a downward stab thrust.
Downward sound thrust that killed Aerith.
He about did an Aerith on Zelda.
Yeah. But I'm interested. And next Thursday they're doing a Smash Direct, going over the character, and I imagine they're probably going to release the character at that point as well, because they said he is going to be released December 2020, which I mean, it's now. That's a right now.
And it's kind of interesting how whenever like they bring Sephiroth and Cloud into like the current climate or whatever. It's always the Advent Children versions of them.
People like that.
I think this was meant to be remake versions of them.
The one wing is the Advent Children.
And in the trailer, in the Sephiroth trailer, when Cloud's doing his limit break, it's the Advent Children limit break.
I'm pretty sure he had the one wing in the remake.
Yeah, I mean, he may have.
I mean, he did in the original game.
Yeah.
But
The
actually,
thing where they talk about memories, though.
oh
at
yeah,
the end,
that's
was really
remake. That's
stuff.
really remake. Yeah, it is kind of interesting from the way it looks. Cloud is still going to use Omni Slash as his final smash, but when it's against Sephiroth, it is a special animation. He gets the version like the level 5 or version 5
all the swords
with the
breaking
extra
apart.
swords and stuff. And that's pretty cool.
If Sephiroth final smash is not Supernova, where all the math appears on screen,
Oh, yeah.
and then a meteor destroys every planet in the solar system and then hits you. Like, if that's not what his final smash is, they really messed up. And it should take 3 minutes every time.
Every single time. Yep.
Like in Final Fantasy VII when he uses it.
Yep.
I hated that boss fight so much.
It's better than Jack in Final Fantasy X. That
True.
boss fight is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. So what are some of the other games? We have a few minutes here. There were a bunch of really cringy Pokemon Go.
Whooper alert?
Yeah. We got a Whooper alert.
Oh man, I logged on today.
Yeah.
And it was Whooper all the way down.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
Yeah, it's like a mini community day for Whoopers.
Yeah, it was like-
But if you have any, I guess it's already passed now, but if you had any shadow Pokemon that you wanted to keep because they could be good, you could use a TM to get rid of that frustration move. Like that really crummy bad. You had 24 hours to do it.
Huh. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
They said they're doing a new Dragon Age.
Okay.
And they had a trailer that didn't really explain or show anything.
Wow,
Sure,
we were just
yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were bringing another Dragon Age out.
And they're doing another Mass Effect with a trailer that didn't really show us anything.
No more Mass Effect.
Except it looks like it is going to disregard Andromeda.
Well, I mean, that takes place a bajillion million miles away from...
Oh, okay. Well then,
This
Yeah.
one looks like it picks up exactly where 3 left off.
Oh, so it's Commander Shepard again?
I mean, he wasn't in the trailer, but Liara, or at least a blue lady. There was a Ghost and Goblins game that looked like...
oh, it looks like...
It looked like Ghost and Garbage.
yeah, it
I
looked
didn't
like...
think it looked that bad.
It looked like a bad Flash game.
Yeah.
Like it looked like a really bad Flash game.
I don't know. I thought it just kind of looked like Ghosts and Goblins.
I think if they were going to do that, they should have just went pixel art.
Yeah. Which leads me to the is it the Namco?
No, it was Capcom, Arcade.
Capcom Arcade on the Switch.
And that looks good. It's
And that looks great.
32 Capcom Arcade games, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to buy.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
That's really cool. And I think the original Ghost and Goblins is part of that. So, I mean, if nothing else, we'll get that, and that's cool.
I mean, Super Ghosts and Goblins is on the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some new Nier Replicant. It looked like Nier.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's another Loita robot girl.
Yeah, which I need to finish that game. But that's neither here nor there. There's a new Left 4 Dead. I don't know if it's officially a Left 4 Dead, but it's by the same people, and it's called Back 4 Blood.
So it's basically Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Which at first I was making fun of it because I'm like, oh, it's a zombie shooter. Like, we need another
But
one of those.
is it made by Valve?
No.
Oh.
It's made by Turtle Rock, who made Left 4 Dead for Valve. So,
Yeah.
same guys. And then I was like, well, if it's a Left 4 Dead, then at least it's like the zombie shooter.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And we got, speaking of spiritual sequels, we got a Dead Space spiritual sequel in the Callisto Protocol, where the people what made Dead Space are making another space horror game. So.
Yeah.
You know, I really did not care about that series at all.
Yeah.
I actually really liked Dead Space. I played all the way through the first one, maybe about half of the second one.
All right. Hey, we're kind of running short on time, so I want you to pick three more of the game announcements. Because we don't really care about the awards. They don't matter.
The main takeaway is Last of Us one too many.
Yeah.
And Animal Crossing was robbed.
Animal Crossing was robbed. Absolutely.
I think that in this year, the way that it is, Animal Crossing had a bigger impact on the world at large than Last of Us did in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, I would even go as far as to say Among Us has had more of an impact than The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Because it has brought more people together to play games.
Oh, and let's talk about those Among Us kids.
Oh, they're
so,
sweet children.
So wholesome.
What?
I
Yeah.
had no idea that the game was made by four kids who couldn't be over 25.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like the game is literally made by children.
Yeah, they're
they're adults.
They're adults, but they're young adults.
Yeah. And I couldn't be happier for
Oh yeah,
them,
no, they
man.
were just tickled pink to
I've
be
been hard
to be
on
there.
Among Us because it's the hot fad game, but
Yeah.
like now I'm like, you know what? Go Among Us. Good job.
You do your thing.
Yeah. These kids are great.
Yep. We killed some time. Pick one game.
One game.
One game.
Oh no. A lot of this stuff is not terribly like brain explodingly good. We really got most of the good stuff out
Yeah,
of the way.
we get the most of the good stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, well then let's just do overall thoughts of the Game
I
Awards.
was going to say, let's talk about Nintendo real quick.
Oh, okay. Real quick. I mean,
Or
yeah.
is it too deep of a subject for us to get into?
I am a little concerned that it might be too deep of a subject to get into
man,
because
it's
we're like right at.
It's really something that we should talk about too.
Yeah, okay. Well, Nintendo has been making some bad choices.
Like uncharacteristically boneheaded choices.
Yeah, they shut down a Smash Brothers Melee tournament as a reaction. There was going to be a Splatoon 2 tournament, and
This
a lot
was
of the
Nintendo sanctioned
this is
Splatoon.
Yeah, and a lot of the teams changed their names to #Free Melee or something like that.
or different like references to the fact that contest was canceled.
So Nintendo basically nuked that.
Well, first they said your teams are out of the contest.
Mm-hmm.
Other teams, you step up and take their places. Which, of course, the other teams went, "We're not doing that. That's crappy."
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
they just canceled the whole entire North American World Finals of Splatoon.
Yeah, and that's
out of pettiness.
Out of pettiness. And then there was a minor thing with that Etika guy. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah,
the Joy-Con boys.
A group of people made Joy-Cons for charity.
For mental health.
Shells.
Joy-Con shells for charity for mental health because there was a famous YouTuber who suffered from mental illness and unfortunately committed suicide. A guy named Etika, and Nintendo did a cease and desist with them. Although I guess it wasn't as bad as it was initially reported. They didn't tell them to totally shut it down. They just asked that they remove the term Joy-Con from their sales, from like their sales webpage.
It's a little more reasonable.
It's reasonable, but it's not like they were taking money out of
great.
the pockets of these people. But it's
not
like,
a good look.
It's not a good look, no. And then the last one today was a weird one. They copyright struck some. I'm not sure.
Comic creator.
It's like a comic creator or something like that. It's called Dreamkeepers, and their logo is a big DK.
It's a stylized DK.
Stylized DK that looks nothing like the Donkey Kong logo. And yet Nintendo did a copyright strike and a DMCA takedown of all of their merch on their TeePublic store because they claimed that by just having the letters DK was enough to be infringing on their property.
I mean, it's not the same colors. It's not the same shape. It's just a DK that
It's not even.
happens to
It's
be
not
in
the
a
same
circle.
font or anything.
Yeah.
And the creator of the logo even said, "I hand drew this 15 years ago."
Yeah. So what's next? Is Nintendo going to start suing anyone named Mario?
It's a really bad look.
Are they going to go after Zelda Williams?
Yeah.
In a year when they're not doing anything particularly good either.
Or productive.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Nintendo's doing currently.
Other than just sitting on their pile of Switch money.
Yeah, it's just making them look real bad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't understand it. And I wish we had more time to go into it, but unfortunately we are like...
At time.
We are at time.
Maybe next week after they've done some more horror.
Yeah, well, they'll do some more things and we'll get into it a little deeper. But for now, we'll leave it on that. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Nerd Overload now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. Leave us a message, 586-372-8020. What Star Wars spinoff do you think would be the worst?
Bonus points if it's set within the Mandalorian timeline.
Yeah.
You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Pizza out.